Lace on the plane, stretch out the vision. I'm on the money. Lace on the plane, stretch out the vision.
I designed it like a play. Color code goals and I live that way. In the woods,
stretch out the vision.
I designed it like a play. Inbox, calendar sprints, brain doing burpees, focus on 10%. Boardroom baseline, pivot on the glass. Quarter-hour drills, how I handle the pass. Treat every loss like film I can watch. Slow it down, frame by frame, reload. Business like sports, I train for this. Money, power, respect, that game I live. Hit that brainwave switch, then I'm locked in quick. From the ground to the peak, yeah, I built that brick. Business like sports, I bleed for this. Leadership, hustle in my callous fist. Hit that brainwave switch, watch the whole world flip. From a thought to a thing, I design that script. Neurons run laps when the doubt told loud. I reroute tracks, take a different route. Connectivity buzzing like a huddle at half. I pass vision out, then we all attach. Chest day meetings, leg day calls. Heavy decision, low rest, high cost. Still I stack habits like reps on a rack. Discipline deposit, interest comes back.
Who leads when it hurts? Who speaks when it's tense? Who shares every win? Who holds every L? I coach my own mind from the bench to the hill. Every thought is a drill. Every fear gets spelled.
FACE, racing, heart rate rise, but I still embrace it. Business like sports, I train for this. Money, power, respect, that game I live. Hit that brainwave switch, then I'm locked in quick. From the ground to the peak, yeah, I built that brick. Business like sports, I train for this. Money, power, respect, that game I live.
We are going live in less than 3 minutes. Less than 3 minutes, we are going live.
Yeah. Had them long nights, eyes red, hands shaking. Still I stay, still I pray. Now the ground feel like it's brazen. Used to count change for the bus ride. Rain in my shoes, cold shut eyes. Had to talk faith when the hope died. Hard on the floor, but I still try. Mama in the kitchen with the light low, telling me to keep my mind on the high road. Every little tear was a time code, stamped in my soul like a barcode. Days of pain, I pray, put the work in, never strayed. Every no that I face, built the armor that I wear today. Now I rise up, I'm victorious. All that hurt in my story turned glorious. Better days, I can feel them in my chest right here. Sacrificed so much just to stand right here. Now I'm here, I'm victorious, glorious. Glorious. Life is glorious, yeah. Used to feel small in the big crowd. Voice real soft, dreams real loud. Had to dig deep when the doubt screamed. Standing in the dark with a wild dream. Friends fell off when the road bent. Still I moved on with a broke sin. Every setback was a token, proof that the line hadn't closed yet. I overcame what they said I'd be. Turned every chain to a memory. Now when I look back, that old me, just a shadow trying not to ever. Warrior, how I rise up, I'm victorious. All that hurt in my story turned glorious. Better days, I can feel them in my chest right here. Sacrificed so much just to stand right here. Now I'm here, sense, but I live for this, yeah, I live for this. Every scar on my skin is my evidence. I overcame. They try to break me, but I still came back stronger in my own name. Now I rise up, I'm victorious. All that hurt in my story turned glorious. Better days, I can feel them in my chest right here. Sacrificed so much just to stand right here. Now I'm here, I'm victorious, glorious.
All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. First things first, let's share the screen. Let's go ahead and share the screen. So when we do the Mindset Mondays, it's all about clarity and direction. So we want clarity and direction. Go ahead and put clarity and direction in the chat. If you would like to have access to the Zoom, go ahead to loveplus.com/Mindset Mondays. We are also on YouTube. If you type in Illuminated Mindset or Activated Enlightenment, you will see us live on YouTube. We know that without clarity, you have confusion. See, most people don't lack talent. We all have gifts. But the thing that we might lack is clarity. And when you lack clarity, you have confusion. And when you have confusion, there's no movement. So that's where most of us will feel stuck. Put make sense in the chat if it makes sense. Put make sense in the chat if it makes sense. Now, how do we unstuck ourselves? How do we put ourselves in a position of power? How do you get to move with the frequency that you know that you're capable of? Well, you have to be in alignment with your assignment. You have to be in that frequency, but most importantly, in order to get into a certain frequency, you need a system. So go ahead and put systems in the chat. Go ahead and put systems in the chat. Go ahead and put systems in the chat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the number one system when it comes to business, the framework when it comes to business. Now, you should have a system of success within yourself, whether that's regulating your nervous system or that's regulating your execution. Whether you wake up on a certain time, whether you go to bed on a certain time, it's all predicated on a system. Some systems are intangible and some systems are tangible. So if you want a level of success, you have to have a level of both. When you think about sports, business and sports are one and the same. Business is just like sports. Sports is just like business. Now, in order for you to be successful in sports, you must have a level of intangible skills, but you also have to have tangible skills. So someone go ahead and put in the chat the word skills. Put in the chat the word skills. Now, your skill set makes up your ability, and your ability makes up what you receive. All right. So whether it's your accountability, your speaking ability, or your connecting ability, that ability is creating something for you. It creates something for you. And you don't want to become victim to your inability. So basically, you are able to do whatever it is that you truly want to do, but most of the time you may stop yourself, causing yourself to be inability or having an inability. And what that says is that you are mastering your mind. When you second guess yourself, when you had negative self-talk, when you believe that you can't do something before you seek all the ways that you can, you are in what we will call a limitation. Makes sense? Let me know in the chat if it makes sense. When you think about mindset mastery, it may sound complicated because we've been taught a lot of things. One of the things that we've been taught was that there's one right answer. That isn't true. Something may work for you, it may not work for someone else. So something may work for me, it may not work for you. But that's the reason why I teach on principles, because when I teach on principles, I'm giving you the universal baseline of what could happen or what could work for you. Now, the reason why this could work for you is because it's in code. It's in mathematical and systematic setup. When I say mathematical and systematic setup, it's basically 1 + 1 = 2. So in some cases, it's more like what you're programmed to do, right? So when you go outside and you say hello to someone, they might say something that is cliche to you. They might just say, "How are you?" But they might just keep walking. Don't even really care about how are you. That's what I mean about it's programmable, it's systematic, it's mathematical. If you hold the door open for someone, 9 times out of 10, they say thank you. And chances are they might hold the door for someone else. Right. So you do have variables in all of this. So when I say it's mathematical, always remember that distractions causes subtractions. Okay. Distractions causes subtractions. Distractions causes subtractions. Now, you might say, what is a distraction? A distraction is something that pulls you away from your ultimate goal. Now, it could be a lover, it could be some opportunities that you just say yes to, or it could just be you overwhelmed. Distractions causes subtractions. Okay, so always remember that. Now, here's a quick way to understand mindset mastery. The first part of understanding the mindset mastery is that words matter. Words matter. See, they told you sticks and stones may break your bones. Words will never hurt you. They lied to you. Words will create your reality. This is why someone can say thank you to you and you can feel gratitude. This is why someone can say something negative and you can feel sad, because words cast spells. Words matter. See, the funny thing is that words translate into matter. Everything you do is part of a system. So when you think about words mattering, what you speak comes into existence. So be careful what you say, because words turn from frequency to energy, and energy creates matter within space and within time. Okay? Within space and time. So now when it comes to this, you want to get clear. You want to get clear on where you're at right now. So first, where do you need to have clarity at? On what matters to you, which spaces you need to be in, or how you're utilizing your time. Which matters to you the most right now? Maybe they all matter to you. Maybe just how you use your words matter to you. You might say things that you regret. Okay, a quick way to get out of this is to say, what would I like to imagine happening? Once you start to create the imagination, there's something that is called vision. Once you have vision, vision sparks creation. And whatever you use during that time period of creation becomes your now. So it's real mathematical, it's real systematic. You can't change these things. These things are non-changeable, but these are the intangible aspects of making something tangible. So what do I mean by that? If you see this whiteboard that's in front of me, the only way that this whiteboard got here was through the word first. I don't know if you believe in God, I don't know if you believe in the Bible. It doesn't really matter, because it's just principles and it all follows the same rules. So in the beginning, there was the word, right? Let there be light, then light came, or let there be the earth, and the earth came, right? All of these things happened from the word first. So whatever you are living right now came from the imagination. It came from the word. What did you image in your mind that mattered to you? If I say the word cat, you don't think of, maybe you do, but most people don't think of CAT. They think of a picture of a cat. So when it comes to getting clear, on what you want, you have to understand that it must show up in the mind first. What do you imagine? So from your imagination comes the matter. Now you start to put things together in a space in a certain amount of time. So everything passes through time. You might feel like, hey, I'm not rich yet. It's okay. Everything happens over time. The truth is, you might want to speed up your progress because you don't have enough time to get rich slow. If you're looking to become rich, you can make a lot of money in a short amount of time, but you have to move with speed. You have to move with velocity. So understanding that there are 4 levels of value that goes into creating your vision, bringing it to fruition, and making it happen in existence. So going through this is you need to be able to have these skill sets. So these are all the skills that you need to manifest what you want. And we don't have to make it difficult. It's just being able to make it easy. You need to be able to be a person that can connect to people who are already doing what you would like to do. and you have to execute on ideas, bring people together, and then make sure you can manage and orchestrate whatever it is that you want to come to existence. That's it. That's the formula in a nutshell. You can get intricate and get down to each layer. The more in depth that you go, the better that you can produce when it comes to you basically being the best manifestor that you can be. So you understand these 4 layers right here, right? Implementation, unification, communication, imagination, execution, integration, orchestration, vision, renovate, innovate, collaborate, creation, people, places, things. Now, if you want to change your now, you must change your people, places, or things. It could be all of them, but maybe it's just one of them. But this is where you have to get clear on. You have to see what matters to you. Okay. What matters to you? Does communication matter to you? Does collaborating matter to you? What do you want? What do you want to show up in your life, your space? How are you operating? Who are you operating with? So people, places, things are called nouns, but remember in language, you are casting spells. So some words sound similar to each other. However, you want to be clear on the words that you're using. Noun sounds just like now, right? It sounds just like now. But I want you to realize something. When you start acting now and you start reverse engineering your way to the top, you start to win. And basically, if you look at now and you reverse it, it's 1. So the way that you're going to win is if you operate in the now. The way that you're truly going to win if you operate in the now. See, it's simple. All you have is the now. So the longer you wait, the more you're prolonging your future now. The longer you wait, the heavier your dreams become. Making sense so far? Making sense so far? Let me know in the chat. So as we get to the clarity part, I want you to understand something. Your gift will give you your goal, but you're the one that gives you the anointings on that gift. So God places a gift within all of us. You have to be the one to cultivate the gifts. So once you cultivate the gifts, you now can give those gifts to create, to have visions, to spark imagination, to change people's minds, change people's worlds, change people's words. If you change what you see, you change what you say. And if you change what you say, you change what you see. So it's all systematic. It's all oneness. So when you get familiar with it being all one, you realize that you've never been out the game. You've always been in the game. It's just now you have to change the way you play the game. See, you might have played the game before a little scared. You might have played the game a little apprehensive. But guess what? Not anymore. You're now playing the game as an MVP, as a high-level contributor. Go ahead and put MVP in the chat. Go ahead and put MVP in the chat. Go ahead and put MVP in the chat. Okay, cool. So as we continue, we're now going to break down the 4 levels of value. Wait, before that, let me do this before that. Just so we're super clear on this. When it comes to mastering your mind, mindset mastery, it's going to come down to 2 basic concepts. And the basic concept is going to be believing that you have control. Now, this is how we derive from this, right? This is how we've gotten this. We just reverse engineer with us. So when you think about mindset are a set of beliefs, and whatever you believe in, you'll be living. So it's a set of beliefs that shape how you view and make sense of the world in yourself in that particular world, right? You could say to yourself, the world is evil, but that's just in your world. There's other people who don't believe that at all, who live a fantastic life, no crime in their world, and everything is peaches and cream. There's people who live just like that. And there's people who live in the middle, and there's people who live at the other end, where it's nothing but crime, it's nothing but negativity and treachery. So no one is wrong, and it's not about them being right, it's about them being workable or non-workable. So you have to now decipher which is workable, which is non-workable for you. So now you start understanding my beliefs. Whatever I believing, I will be living. So pick your truth. All right. When it comes to mastering, master, you think about master is superior. So superiority, right? When you think about superior, who is the superiority? You have control. Control relates to power and influence. In order for you to truly be successful, you have to have some level of power and influence. Make no mistake. Make no mistake, it does not matter which level that you're on, you need power and influence. You may have a little bit of power and influence, but you still need it. You may have a lot of power and influence. You might say, hey, it's not about power. It's not my influence. It's just, people just do what they need to do around me. No, you have power and influence regardless. The key aspect is understanding that control is power and influence behavior. You have the power to influence behavior. Behavior is another word for pattern or design. So when they say, I don't like your behavior, I don't like your pattern. I don't like the way you've designed your way of interacting. Okay. When you think about pattern and design, it's all about pattern recognition. So you must realize what you're good at through pattern recognition. You must realize your talent. Say, hey, what comes to me easily and effortlessly that may come harder to other people. All right. So when you think about that, you might say that to yourself. You might say, what comes easy to me and what comes harder, what may come harder to other people. This is what is going to start to show you what your gift is. This is what is going to start to show you your patterns that you should be aware of. So pattern recognition, when you think about pattern, it comes down to time. How many times? The reps. And there's an acronym for time. And I'll get to that tomorrow. Actually, I'm going to talk about that a little bit tomorrow. There's an acronym for time that I would love for all of you to get. And there's an acronym for systems that I would love for you all to get. Okay. So time stands for tracking incrementally measured efficiency. So that's what time is doing. It's tracking incrementally. Now that's how it is initially. And then over time, it becomes tracking intentionally mastery and efficiency. So do you start to control time? This is where time control starts to happen for you. Now, if you're not in control of time and time is in control of you, you might feel like you're rushing every day. You might feel like time is moving by too fast. You might feel like you don't have a grip on what's going on. Okay. So you must get a grip on time. Time is just pattern recognition. System is time. A system is systematic. So system stands for saving yourself significant time, energy, money. So be aware of what systems that you're using, because the systems that you're using right now could be taking up time, could be taking up money, and can be taking up energy. Make sense? What's going on, Prince? It can be taking up your energy. When you look at time, let me see if I can grab the clock up here. Sometimes it'll let me grab it, and sometimes it won't. Yeah, see, look, it doesn't want me to grab the whole clock. Anyway, I can just talk through it for a minute. In fact, hold up, let me just make sure I can try to do it here. So when you look at time, yeah, it's not going to allow me to do it. It's okay. I'll just talk to it. So time has a bunch of patterns in the clock. If you was to look at the 12 and you was to look at the 6, the difference in that is 6. If you was to look at the 11 and you was to look at the 5, the difference in that is 6. If you was to look at the 10 and then look to the 4, the difference in that is 6. So you can start to see patterns within the clock itself already, right? Make sense? Make sense? Let me know it makes sense. So it's all about pattern recognition. Geniuses are geniuses because they recognize patterns. When it comes to math, right? You can do math really fast, or you can do math really slow. It's up to you. But if you recognize patterns, it would allow you to speed up your process. When you talk about math, we want you to know something. The thing that you must know is that life is mathematical. It's not as hard as we like to make it be. You put an input with whatever variable, you're going to get an output. So basically, it comes down to combinations. Combinations is another word for pattern. So you see how pattern keeps coming into play? It's for another pattern. So combinations produce results. Now, the difference in negative or positive results is your system. You can have a system for failure, or you can have a system for success. But the key thing is there aren't any secrets to success. There are only systems to success. So once again, we're just showing you, in order for you to get clear on where you're at to where you want to be, you must have a systematic approach. That is going to be your key from escaping whatever it is that you don't want and catapulting yourself into what you do want. So when you think about repetitions and you think about the word again, the root word in again is gain. So you do repetitions, you do it again, and then you get a gain. You do it again and you get a gain. You do it again and you get a gain. Someone put a gain in the chat. Do it again and you get a gain. So repetitions. So you must have some repetitions. When you think about distractions, that's the minus. Distractions is distraction. So you start to lose traction on pushing forward to your goals. So any distraction is distraction. So you get subtractions. Any distractions causes subtractions. And you might feel this when you get into relationships and then it doesn't work out the way you want to, and you feel like, oh, I wasted all my time. Yeah, because you was literally distracted the entire time by someone that was just playing games with you. So you felt the distraction and you felt the subtraction. Here's where you start to get clear. Your primary focus is to become more effective in less time. This does not include skipping steps. You do not want to skip steps. You just want to become more effective in less time. Okay, in less time. You want to speed up your results. And you want to make sure you're moving with speed, velocity. So this is our main point for today. This is our main point for today. I went over this a little bit on, let me see. Yeah, I went over this a little bit on today's AM Leadership and Accountability, and I will briefly go over this. So you must get clear on where you're at in order for you to get to where you want to be. You must get clear on where you're at in order for you to get to where you want to be. Make sense? Put make sense in the chat. So are you at the implementation stage where it's all about you executing? Are you at the unification stage where it's all about you being that integrator? Are you at the communication stage where it's all about you being the orchestrator? Are you at the imagination stage where it's for you to be the visionary? Okay. Once you get clear on this, you can't unsee it. When you get clear on this, this would allow you to know your next steps. Here's how you're going to do it. You're going to renovate, innovate, and collaborate. Okay, renovate, innovate, collaborate. This would allow you to know your next steps. So check this out. Check this out. Where are you at right now? Wherever you are right now, you might need to renovate, you might need to innovate, or you might need to collaborate. It does not matter where you're at. The steps do not have to start at renovation. If you have already renovated who you are, you already innovated how you operate, and now you're ready to collaborate with other people who operate on your frequency, then now you collaborate with those people, and then you start the process all over again with the new people that you have. Now you renovate your circle. Now you're doing certain things with your circle, right? You're innovating who you're with now and how you operate. So always think about it like this. Renovation is your framework or your belief system. Innovation is how you operate. It's the way you move. And collaboration is who you operate with and who you believe in and who you work together with in cooperation to create whatever it is that you're looking to manifest. So when it gets back to the stages of business, systems, implementation, unification, communication, imagination. Where are you? Put it in the chat. Where are you right now? Are you the implementer? Are you the implementer? Are you the communicator? Are you the visionary? Are you the unifier? Go ahead and put it in the chat. Go ahead and put it in the chat. Okay. All right. So now you start to get clear on where you're at. If you feel like you're stuck, it's not about your talent. It's not about what you're doing right or what you're doing wrong. It's, are you doing the thing that moves you along in your journey? Okay. So if you're implementing, you know exactly what your next step is. What is your next step? If you want more money, if you want a better life, then you have to go to the next step. If you want to continue to do what it is that you're doing, chances are you're not really stuck at all. You're just feeling complacent. I mean, not complacent. You're just feeling like, oh, I want something fresh. I want something new. And for you, it just might be a change of scenery, right? But if you're looking for more money, you have to take another level of value. So this is you and you're starting that implementation. The next skill set you need to have is what? The next skill set that you need to have is being able to integrate with other people, being able to unify people, galvanize people around you, get people to buy into what you're doing, be part of what they're doing, but be a people's person. That is your next skill level. Okay, you might say, I'm there already. Okay, where are you doing that at? Are you doing that at the office? Do you want a promotion? So you need to be doing it in a way where people can see it, it can be recognized and rewarded. Okay, so if you have the implementation. If you have any questions, go ahead and put the questions in the chat. If you are on YouTube, let me check YouTube and see if there are any questions inside of the chat. Okay, if you have any questions, go ahead, put them in the chat. As I go, I will be answering it. So when we think about all of the systems, it's all about becoming more effective in less time. So at the implementation stage, you're doing all of the work, but how do you become more effective? If you get help from other people to help you do the work. So now you become a manager. You become a person that can get other people to do it. All right, what's more effective than having people do it with you? Having people do it for you. Where now you're communicating the idea, right? Now you're communicating the idea to people. All right. Now you're communicating the idea to people. And what's faster than communicating the idea? Being the one that creates the idea. And now you have all of these people working for you and with you to help your vision become reality. So you might say to yourself, how do I use this information now? It's very simple. You use the framework on the RIC. You know that's the task that you need to do. You need to renovate, change your beliefs, change your framework, change how you operate, and then collaborate with people. So you use the same framework. If you're at the corporate job and you're implementing it, you might say, hey, I want to raise. Well, if you want to raise, now you must actually raise your status. Just like as if you are a woman looking to be married, you cannot be the girlfriend. And then when you get the ring, now you're the wife. No, you must be a wife as the girlfriend, and then you'll get presented with the ring. Same thing in reality. So if you want the promotion, you must go above and beyond right now. You must renovate your mindset and say, okay, you know what? I'm no longer just this position. Now I have to add more. I have to operate more. Let me go above and beyond. So this is the innovation process. Let me go above and beyond. So my employer sees this, and then guess what? By them seeing that, they will want to collaborate with me a little more, and then I will get rewarded. Okay, once you get the promotion, you now have to do it again. You do it again, you get again, repetition. Make sense? Somebody put make sense in the chat. Makes sense so far. But make sense in the chat if it makes sense so far. Now, if you are going to be an entrepreneur, it's going to be significantly harder for you to go down this route without having other people play roles. So one of the key aspects that you could do is you can do something called affiliate marketing, affiliate partnership, what we will call strategic partnerships. In other words, it's called business acquisition. Okay. Business acquisition. In this particular case, it's going to be named partnership acquisition, just so it's super clear to you. But either way, it's still business acquisition. I'm just clarifying it so that way when you get into other business acquisition about purchasing businesses, it doesn't confuse you, but it's still the same exact concept. When you think about big businesses, I'll write it down here so that way you on Instagram can see. Let's just say this is one house. If you ever played the game Monopoly, Monopoly taught you this same method. Okay. Monopoly taught you the same method. How many houses do you need to get the hotel? How many houses do you need to get the hotel? So when you think about it, this is your one business. In order for this business to grow, you must acquire new business. Now, new business could be clients, new business could be new partnerships, but nonetheless, you must acquire other people to help you work and grow this business. It does not matter if it's a partnership. It does not matter if it's a client or if it's a brand new business. So when you look at big companies, big corporations, what they do is they buy other small businesses, and this is how they become big business giants, where they have 100 employees, 1,000 employees. This is how they do it. They just don't hire outright everyone that's on the staff. They acquire other companies with people that exist inside the company already. You want to do the same. When you go into your new mentorship, you are acquiring new partnerships through that mentorship. You might pay 5,000, 7,000, 10,000, whatever your price is that you pay, but you're paying to acquire partnerships. Somebody put strategic partnerships in the chat or put SP in the chat. You are looking to acquire strategic partnerships. So now you must walk into the door already with your vision. Who are you? What are you out to accomplish? You must be ready to orchestrate at any moment. You are the star of your story. You are the MVP of your life. You have to integrate. You have to be the one that puts other people in their position to help you out. No one's going to do it, I mean, except for me, but you have to pay me to do that. But see, it's the same thing. You would have to come to me knowing to pay me in order to get the service. It's the same thing. You have to go to these people and you have to already have a vision of what they're capable of doing. So while you're inside of the mentorships, while you're inside the challenges, you're looking at who is showing up. You're looking at who's being consistent. You're looking at who is doing all the intangible things, because the intangible things will help you attract and create the tangible ones. You can't be a bum and expect a lavish lifestyle. It's not going to happen. Okay. You have to get up and work. You can't say, hey, I don't want to work for anyone. That's a myth. You want to work for everybody in your target audience, because that's how you're going to get paid. That's how you're going to get paid a lot. If you only work for yourself, you take the money that you got, you give it to yourself, you work for yourself, and then you spend some of it. You're not getting any more money. So how can you work for yourself? You can't. So that's a myth. You need to work for everyone in your target audience, and all you want to continue to do is win stack. You just want to keep acquiring new businesses. This is about accumulation. Throughout your entire life, you accumulate, and depends on what you accumulate, depends on your output or your life. So if you accumulate bad friends, chances are you're going to have bad situations. You accumulate toxic situations. If you accumulate great friends, chances are you're going to accumulate good situations and great opportunities. This is where this term comes from when they say your net worth is your net worth, right? And your network is your net worth. It goes hand in hand. And also, you want to think about it. If you hang around 5 broke people, chances are you're going to become the 6th one, because if they're all broke, they're asking you for money. So eventually you give all your money out, you become just like them. Don't ask me how I know. I'm just telling you from my experience. Okay. If you hang around 5 rich people, you might be the 6th. Why? Because now you're around different type of conversations. So what's going to happen is you need to get clear on what type of conversations you would like to have, what type of conversations you would like to accumulate, because wealth is created through conversations. That's where your wealth is created, through conversations, because it's the intangibles that bring the intangible. It's the intangibles that bring the tangible. Right. So we're going to get ready to close in a minute, but I just want to continue to go. When you're building your systems, there's something that is innate, and it's your human systems. All right. When you think about a human, hue, man, light, man, being, you are a light being. Your job is to bring light. Okay. So you have to solve problems, or you have to help people do something, help people become more effective, or help people become better. That's your job, bringing light, shining some light. There's some hidden systems that you must be aware of that can get in your way of shining your light. There's something called relationship tax. If you're not ready to be in a relationship, don't be in one, because it has a tax implication. Why does relationships have a tax on it? Well, because you're dealing with the other entity. If the other entity is not in alignment with the assignment, it can cause distractions that causes subtractions. Just plainly simple. If you're a man, your woman is going to want to go out and want to do a bunch of stuff. Chances are she's not paying for it. You're paying for it. So now you're paying twice the amount of money that you would be paying if you were to be single. So just having a girlfriend alone will cause a relationship tax. Now, that's not even including having a wife where you share the same bank account. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that the husband can't be the one that is causing relationship tax. I'm saying that it's both parties. I'm just a man, so I'm giving it from my perspective. Procrastination has a tax to it. You want to be careful about procrastination, because procrastination is putting off the present for the future. But the conundrum in that is that the only way you get the future is by the present. So if you put off the present for the future, guess what? In the future now, you don't get anything that you want. So this is why a lot of people are in the same place that they are now, that they were last year. That should be your biggest fear. Your biggest fears should be staying in the same place as you are this year, next year. Your biggest fear should be the same place that you was last year, this year. Okay. Now, I don't want to tell you what your biggest fear should be. I'm just telling you that that is the thing that will help you become more effective in less time. When you're in a relationship that does not serve you, chances are, when it's super toxic, it motivates you to get out. When you are down to your last dollars and your back is against the wall, chances are it motivates you for you to get out of that situation. So it's not about it being bad. It's about it being something that you need to be aware of in order to get to that next level. So procrastination is a certain thing that you want to be aware of, because it has a sneaky tax. One of the other tax that you might not realize, but is here, is when you say, oh, I have this idea, and you start thinking about this idea, but guess what? You never actually take action on the idea. And then what ends up happening? Somebody else has your idea. And you go, I was just thinking of that. Yeah, now that's a tax. That $1 million business idea that you had is now gone. Somebody else has it. But it doesn't mean just because someone else has it, you can't do it. You see Uber, you saw Lyft, right? You see Seamless, you see Uber Eats, you see Grubhub. Okay, so please know that just because you see one with it doesn't mean that you can't do it. You see Netflix, now Tubi will be the next one. Okay, so don't be afraid that just because someone has a similar idea, go ahead and get that. Ignorance tax. Okay. The ignorance tax. Being ignorant is not an excuse. You must be on the hunt for information. I was just looking at my app, and I was looking at my progression, and I didn't read today. I didn't read yesterday. Okay, that's too many days now. Now you have to start reading. Okay. So you need to have a level of visibility. A level of visibility. Right? You need to have a level of visibility. You need to be able to see certain metrics. If you're operating blindly and you don't see your metrics, chances are you're not going to succeed the way you want to succeed. Okay? You have to find a way to have your metrics show up to you, whether that's a system that's on a spreadsheet or whether that's an app that shows you exactly how to see all of what you're doing. So my app, Meltos, is more effective, less time, operating system. Okay. And obviously, as you can see, it's all about becoming more effective in less time, and it's going to show you all of this at a glance. You're going to be able to see what you've done yesterday, what you've done last week. Is tracking everything for you, which helps you grow faster and more efficiently. Because it's one thing to know, but knowing means nothing. It's all about what you can see and what you can do and what you are doing, which also translates to who you are being. That's what it translates to, right? So you can say, hey, I need to go to the gym. I know that. If you do not update your mind, you have the same old code. So what you want to do is you want to start to create your clarity map. What works for you? What doesn't work for you? So do your time audit. What's working against you? What's working for you? See, sometimes it's not about your perception, it's about the perspective. See, you can have a perception. Life is evil, but it doesn't mean life is actually evil. That's just your perception. Okay. If you see problems with perception, you see one or two solutions. But if you see problems with perspectives, you see many solutions. Many solutions. Because there's way more than one solution, two solutions. There's many. There's almost endless solutions. So together we are better. Together we are growing. If you would like to get access to our Saturday Mindset Reset networking, go ahead and DM me the words network, and we'll send you a link to our Saturday's class. It's free. It's a networking class. You get to build with each other, get to grow, get to stay connected. Even if you're not in the mentorships anymore, you're still welcome to be around. Everyone is welcome. If you want to bring a friend, bring a friend. Okay, DM me the word network. If you want access to the Becoming More Effective in Less Time book, DM me the word book, and we'll get you access to the book. The book costs, yes, but it's worth it. You can get the bundle. You can get the Mindset Super Pack bundle as well, where you would get the Mindset Max Out. This right here will have you ready to go. This right here will have you pumped. I'm talking about peak focus, peak performance. Okay. So I'm going to leave that right there. You all can DM us. Go to loveplus.com, create your profile, join the community completely free. and we'll help you out get to that next level. We also have the one-on-one calls. If you need direct help and guidance and you want to fast track your experience, then you can get on the phone with me and you can get fast tracked to your roadmap and start to have the success that you truly want by becoming more effective in less time. With that being said, we are done here. I'm going to leave us on a high note. Thank you all for showing up. We will see you next week, Monday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for those of you who are with us in the AMs, we'll see you in the AM. Peace, love, and beautiful energy. You are the best of the best, top of the top, cream of the crop. We'll see you soon. Stepping in a Eddie on the back of my posture, rich. Name in the darkness, don't run spot when I say my name. Rewind, go wild, play that same old photo. Take that chain, not a pathway, babe, with the winds I claim. Yeah, power, money, respect, life, poverty. Two always in my head, watch me start with it. Ain't transform, I was built to collect more life, that's the real life. Power, money, respect, put it all on deck. New always when I move, every thought direct. Change, transform, connect, one life, one growth, that's a real asset. Pocket full of plans, I don't chase loose change. Every color just data, I expand my range. Stack skills in a paper, probes. I invest in them high, if I make photos. Now when I hit my beliefs, like a ground up choice. Turn fear into fuel, turn stress into steps. Every step back, stitching out the stairs, alright. Yeah, I pivot when the path look blocked off. If the road ain't there, then I blast off. From the gutter in my thoughts to a blast off. Had the bad on my brain, it's a jackpot. Yeah. Power, money, respect, I applaud with it. No, I wasted my hair when you saw with it. Change transforming, was built to it. For it like and real lesson. Yeah. Power, money, respect, put it all on you. Cause when I move, everything direct. Change transform, I was going to, but it growth at the real asset.